All right, how about now? Let's see if YouTubers, can you hear? Yeah, Dan, it looks like it's already recorded. Ah, okay. Yeah, Dan, it looks like it's already recorded. Okay. Okay, that was really odd. Never had that happen before. So something very, very strange. And I think we're good to go. Double check on that, Dan. Yep. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Please explain. That was a weird behavior in YouTube. Okay, guys. All right. Let's jump in. Anyway, for those just joining in right now, we'll go through the live order flow and the onboarding webinar that we have on Wednesdays if you're new to Bookmap and you need help getting up and running. And then we've been going over our supply and demands course from our learning center. So any questions that you have regarding Bookmap and education, the place to go to bookmap.com and then just click on education up here. That'll take you right to the learning center here. And there's a getting started course, market mechanics course, our supply and demands course that go through some supply and demand setups in here. And we're going through these in this webinar. All right, looking for them. And then our Bookmap desk is pretty much over now. Anyway, the last day for that. And then the Bookmap Academy and journaling to build out your playbook. This is the process we go through here, this top-down approach for looking for opportunities in the marketplace. Okay, our impetus, what's moving the market. Okay, typically this is news, but it could be, higher time frame technical levels. And then secondly, we look for key levels on those higher time frames that we know are there going to be reactions around those levels. We want that understanding. And then we're going to start to develop scenarios and strategies based on your factors, what you're looking at. Maybe it's previous high or low from the previous day, or the time of day, or your VWAP, or whatever it is. Just these are kind of like the guidelines in here. It's not your setup. You're developing some scenarios. Then finally, as you can see, number 4, we get down to our setup. So we want to be aligned as much as we can with the top 3 here, so that when we come to our setup, we know it extremely well, and all we have to do is execute. We have a checklist, and we go through the checklist, and we look for our order flow event in here to manage and execute the trade. And that's like the final stop here. And that's what this supply and demands course goes through, is the setups. Okay, so that you can put these into a checklist, and then you can see and understand what it looks like when that setup presents. Now, the big thing though is you're going to filter your setup based on these criteria of the top 3. Okay, so your setup might present, but if you're not in line with a key level, or the market trending in a certain way due to some sort of fundamental event, well, you're going to likely, you will not have as good of a performance or result. All right, so anyway, that's the journaling and building out your playbook with the setups, and then go through the disclosures, and we'll jump in. General disclosure: all Bookmap limited materials, information, and presentations are for educational purposes only and should not be considered specific investment advice nor recommendations. Risk disclosure: trading futures, equities, and digital currencies involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. So we will be looking for opportunities in the live market, and we will also project where we think price may go, and we may even take some positions. However, this is not a trading room. It is not a trade recommendation, and it is only in demo paper trading mode to confirm or follow through with the education and trade management. Okay? Because a lot of times in these webinars that you see online, people will say, oh, here's the setup, this is what you do, this, that, and that, but there's no follow through. Where do you get in? How do you get in? And how do you manage the trade after that? And that's really where the rubber meets the road, okay? Because the setup really doesn't matter as much as understanding those details. All right, so anyway, let's jump in. Let's take a look at the market here. I took a few scalps earlier today here, but we're gonna step back and go through this top-down approach. I think since this start of the week here, we've been at all-time highs, and a lot kind of going on in here. Well, you can see the cash open and the move down, and look at this building down here. Okay, that's quite a bit of selling. Okay, so I would look for it, and here's our third or fourth test down here. Okay, I would look for this to break. I just don't see enough sellers yet to break it. Okay, I mean, this selling looks pretty good, pretty strong here, but it's this selling right in here where we want to see it strong. Okay, as it's breaking here. Okay, but it's now, there we go. Okay, and now that's a flush through though, right there. Okay, that's going to be a big stop run. The question is, after this event, this is an order flow event in here. We'll turn on the stops and icebergs, and after the event though, okay, we want to understand the order flow. Okay, look at that. There's 386 stops just triggered, right? So now, do buyers come back in and try to bring it back into the range in here? Or maybe it retests back up to here, where it dropped from in this smaller range in here. Okay, so this keeps you from getting trapped because you know that this event in here is a stop run. Okay, and now we want to see what happens after that event. Okay, so anyway, we were looking for the break. It didn't look so great at the very tail of the selling. It did break, and then we have a stop run, and now you can see buyers bringing it back into the range in here. Okay, so anyway, kind of a nice sequence of events there. All right, let's see here. Any questions, or how's everybody doing? Let me double check over here. Okay. Good morning, everybody. All right, Scout. Okay, nice to see you in here. Okay, and let's see. Yeah, sorry about that, guys, being a little late in here. And God, it's like 25 minutes have gone by, and we're just getting into it. Anyway, good morning, everybody. Alois, Laura, Scout, and yeah, that's everybody so far. Okay. So anyway, yeah, we've kind of come back into the range in here. It's still looking pretty bearish though, until we see something else, right? I mean, just look at this, look at the selling in here, and look at the market structure. Okay, and look where the selling is taking place. I don't see too many buyers in here, and I see lots of sellers at these areas in here. However, this is what we need to determine. Okay. Are we at a key level, and what about the impetus, what's moving the market, and then what if, like for example, we sell off in the beginning here of the day, the cash session, and what if we get buyers back up here? So this is a scenario to consider, right? And this would be your point of control up here. This I don't know if it's the one for the day, but maybe not, but it doesn't matter. I mean, it is for this cash session here by far the most traded level. So if we can get buyers back up above it, well, then everybody who sold in here is going to feel the pinch. Okay, so we're going to look for that scenario. Well, here come the buyers trying to get back up above there. Okay, so let's mark up this point of control, in fact. I'll just turn it on here and we'll see if it matches up. No, it does not, because it's down here. Oh, hold on. Okay. Yeah, it's way down here. Okay. Well, just because of this data here skewed it. Anyway, yeah, we'll take it off then for now, and we'll just mark it up with a line right there. Okay, so that's we're going to look for acceptance above or below this area right here at this 62.39-ish level. All right, and let's move forward here. Let's look at our higher time frame in here. So I've got actually Bookmap here on the I kind of zoomed out quite a bit in here, as you can see, and just put a candlestick chart on here. Now how I did this here was just using Bookmap data you know, putting in here you get backfill data for up to, like, you know, 72 hours or so. I think it was 83 is what I saw. So I have a 30-minute candlestick chart in here. And you can see that this was for the 27th on Friday. Okay, this is the weekend here, and then here's Monday, okay, on the 30th. So you can see the days as they go by, and the cash sessions in here. We had the overnights in these areas as well. Okay, so let's take a look here. Okay, on our 30-minute candlestick chart, and we're just going to look at some areas in here. You can see the move to the upside here, and then that continued to grind higher until the cash session right now. Okay, so is this something that we want to look at down here below the swing here, and then the trap, and then buyers coming back in? Okay, now we don't know. We're going to look for it, but this was pretty heavy candle here to the downside, and we looked at it. We looked at all that volume in there. Okay, and you can see on the way back up in here, look at all this liquidity up in these areas up in here. Okay, so to me it looks like it got filled, but we can turn on the volume dots and the best bid and offer in here to double check on that. Yeah, so looks like a lot got filled over here, and then a little bit filled in here as well, and then very, very heavy on the offer up in here. One more retest right before the cash open here, then the sellers came in. Okay, so that's the order flow for this higher time frame, bigger picture in here. So we're going to be keen on that scenario that we went through. Okay, about having the a kind of poke or move below this swing in here, and then buyers back up above this point of control, and it is just testing it right now. Okay, so here they come, and look at the order book flip in here as well. Okay, not bad at all. All right, now, so our scenario is kind of it's playing out, so how do we get involved in it? Okay, let's take a look over here. Okay, now we're going to look for a pullback on this. We might not get it. Okay, but the pullback would be somewhere around in here, or that point of control right here. Okay, so I'm going to put a limit buy at that area. Okay, and we might miss this. It might be trigger a ton of stops. It might go exponential back up, but this is the plan here. Is too much risk to put on unless you want to go very, very small in size, back up at the top of this range up in here. All right, we can also look at some structure, market structure in here. Okay, so this trend line in here seems to be holding for the moment. And we have the high liquidity up in here, and I am looking for it to trade to and test the other side of this range, and yeah, it basically already did it. All right, so okay, so now we're filled on that pullback into this area in here. Okay, now everything so far looks pretty good. This is a low volume pullback. We've got our scenario outlined in here, and we'll see. Okay, I mean, we might get trapped as well if we get sellers down below this area here. I mean, basically our line here at 39.5. All right, so we'll see. But this was the idea. This is the scenario. Now we're just waiting for it to play out. Okay, again, this is not a trade recommendation. We're going to go through this concept in here, and we're going to look for the move to unfold. If it doesn't, it's a loss. We'll chalk it up. We'll look for the next trade and opportunity. All right. Let me see if there's any questions. Good morning. Abstract grooves. Nice. All right. Let's see. Starlight, good morning. You're welcome. All right, you can see still kind of testing maybe the top of this little structure in here, and also our trend line here. Okay, now let's see here. I mean, we got back in on the pullback in here. Now we might, if we get it, if we can see it in here, and if we get the aggressors starting to come in back up above here, okay, back up above this area here at 40, we can get in again. Okay, and then maybe take some off at the top of the range and then hold for a runner. Let me see. Thiago, what filters do you use on the ES and TraderMap Pro? What do you recommend? I'll show you my filter for the bot remover, and let's see if we can get some of these aggressors in here. Now, one of the things I don't like about adding to this position in here is I want to see a lot of the passive orders filled in here. Okay, now, you know, we might get that big stop run we're looking for, and that is the scenario, right? About this flush through and the move back up, pull back, and then a move back up again. So what I like to see though, and what we've been covering a lot lately, is looking for those passive orders to get filled first. Okay, meaning the limit orders, and they're down here. There's a large lot tracker showing about 500 contracts is one person down here at 37. Okay, so he's a willing buyer down here so far. Here's someone really skewing the book up here, about 1,000 lots up at 62.44. Okay, so we need to see what the market thinks about some of these large orders right now. Okay, and it's just kind of chopping around right now, right at the point of control that we had kind of marked up. It's below it. Anyway, let's see if we can get rid of these trend lines in here. They've already broke. Okay, so anyway, that's the way to the way I'm assessing the risk in here with this demo paper trading sim account is that I'll get in on the pullback with a limit buy here, and then I'm not going to add to this until I see more passive participation. Okay, once we get that, then I would look for the aggressors then to come in, and then that's when we have something on our side. Okay, as you can see, is the aggressors kind of just banging around here. Now this guy here with those 500 and something lots, he pulled that liquidity. Okay, so he does not want to be a buyer here anymore. Okay, so potential spoof, I don't know, whatever it was, he does not have the intent to trade here at 37. Okay, and we don't know about this guy up here, but you can see when he came into the market, just right here around 1032, and then we need to see if he will stay in the market. Okay, I don't like that I have my stop right here, so either I move it or I take the loss right now, because the likelihood of getting stopped out right there is pretty good. Okay, so just a move just below the swing and then a move back up. Okay, let's see. Any other questions here? Let me jump over to Discord. No questions. Okay. All right, this week, in terms of data coming out, so yeah, so the non-farm is Friday. Is going to be July 4th. So we're not going to have a. So we're stopped out on that, guys. It was worth a scenario, worth a shot here. It was starting to play out, and we have seen this work in the past. But it was just a shot at it. It really wasn't much of a setup, to be honest. It's not something we have, at least in that supply and demand course. Okay? It's not one of these setups in here, right? But that was the play in the scenario, and it didn't work out. All right. So sellers ready to move this market, looks like it. We can probably even sell down here. Again, this is not a setup either, but looking to potentially get a mover here now. We've got the impulse move to the downside, lots of selling in here. We are playing the short squeeze here, and then and above point of control here. Okay, and no, it didn't pan out, and we got more sellers back down here again. All right, let's move on here. Okay, so a little bit of wind, Tom. All right, I got a ceiling fan on. Let me turn it off or turn it down here. Maybe that helps. Okay, let's see. All right, so yeah, in terms of a top-down approach again, the impetus, what's moving the market, etc. So all-time highs, and since we have a holiday on Friday, there's no, we have the non-farm. I'm sorry, on Thursday. Okay, so we will have it. It is Thursday, July 3rd, and Yeah, that's going to be the big day, of course. We also have some manufacturing PMI numbers coming out and services PMI later in the week. Okay, so that's about it. And let's see, geopolitically, there's all sorts of stuff going on here. And I think that's probably the most important at the moment is what does this market think about this bill and potential, adding to trillions of dollars of debt. Okay, so due to that, I think we're seeing this sell-off at these all-time highs. All right. Hey, good morning, Ade Coyote Man, and yep, trading his life. And again, let's just jump back and look at our higher time frame candlesticks in here, right? And just get a feel for things again. Okay, so here we had marked up this level here, this swing, and this is where we've seen the move below here. And to me, like technically, I mean, this is still, technically is still screaming to me that this wants to go lower on this time frame in here. Okay, but so we'll keep an eye on it. Maybe we can get a low volume pullback in here, but we don't want to get trapped though. So there's just tons of volume in here, and on the sell side, and we can see that the structure is also sell side in here. And let me see any other questions in here. Yeah, well, Starlight, I appreciate your comments there. The and at some of these key levels, this is where we want the deeper insight though of like I was mentioning that I didn't like about this move in here, and then we grab the pullback, is the lack of the passive buyers and those passive participants. We really like to see them getting filled. We know that they get filled. We can see the transactions into those areas, and then we're looking for the aggressors to carry through on some of those moves. All right. I don't know if you guys will. Did you attend the webinar we had with Axia Futures and Bogdan Stoichescu? He's the author of their new book that they have out, Traders of Our Time, of Our Times, and he said some really interesting things. And he's around these larger players all day long, and the way that they are trading, 7-8 figure traders, and I really liked some of the I don't know, logic or assessment of the market as it is not complicated, it is complex. So and he made this analogy of markets being complicated like a car, and moving parts, and like but it's all, it all kind of fits together. The market is not like that. It is not a math problem. He took that much further and said it is more like the rainforest, like ecosystem, or storm patterns or something. It is way more complex, and that is really great to hear. And I know, we've all heard many things like this in the past, but the market sloshing around in here, and us thinking that we've got it kind of figured out. All sorts of things are happening, right? And we look for key things in a niche that gives us a small edge or advantage, and we take it. And we take it again and again and again. Some are going to be losers, some are going to be winners. Okay? And that's all we can do. And the humbling part of it, just that this market is just, so big and so complex. There's so many players doing so many different things, pushing and pulling on the market. And we just keep that in mind with our risk assessment. Okay, now here's something kind of interesting happening right now. We see that selling coming in, driving that market lower. And then you can see this retest down here. Okay, and there's not too much selling, but is followed up by buying. And we also see buying in here that kind of broke a small structure in here. Okay, so the a retest back up to the top of the range can be probable. The thing that we just don't like about this, again, is the lack of the passive participants here. Okay, just sloshing around in here. We really look for that high liquidity to transact, and we don't see that right now. Okay, so it's up to the aggressor to make the move, and they only have so much buying pressure. Okay? Now, when they have that buying pressure, but the wind is at their back because there's lots of other buyers already behind them, that's where we can get much nicer moves. Okay, so although I do see there's actually not much divergence in here, but I would still look at this as being divergent. That we made an equal low here, but I see a cluster of buying, and I see buyers coming out of it here. So it looks pretty good, right? To at least test to the top of the range, which it already is. And then let's see if we can get up a little higher as well. Maybe to that point of control line up here around 39.5 or so, right? And a retest back up into there. Okay, but not really seeing anything great, and not seeing tons of liquidity getting filled here on the bid. Okay, let me show you what I mean. It's from that supply and demand course, this absorption followed by exhaustion. Now this is a double top in here, but this is the setup in here. Okay, and in fact there's a few nuances in here that really make a big difference. One is that we're in a slight downtrend in here, and this is a pullback. Okay, and you can see that tons of liquidity here on the offer, and it absorbs that buying pressure here. Okay, and then as we go forward, okay, we see no buyers up here. It is exhausting out. Okay, that's where we can get our divergences, etc. And then you're looking for sellers to start to come in around this area in here to start to move it in the direction of that trend. Okay, because we got absorption followed by exhaustion. Okay, and it can really lead to some nice moves in here. So what do we what we don't have here is absorption, and we don't see that absorption in here. Okay, we don't even really quite see exhaustion in here. We just see less selling than over in here. Okay, so again, not interested, not interested in taking this. I don't see an advantage in the order flow. All right, does that make sense for you candlestick guys out there? Yeah, it might come back up into the range in here. Heck, to the other side of the range in here, but not worth it in my book. Okay, so I'll filter that trade out. I'll look for a better setup and a better environment here. All right. I don't know, Rob. You're saying over here on YouTube, quiet buying before another move up. I'm seeing lots of selling, and I do like something in here that is creating this bias for me. Is this bill, the worries, and the worries of debt, and we're seeing the market kind of react to that. But it's kind of, we don't know what the vote is. We know that it's been, they're having a challenging time here, which my book is good. But all that additional debt, I think, would be really tough for the economy, for the dollar, for the U.S. market. Anyway, that's another thing to consider. Maybe something comes out in terms of the vote, or some sort of information here, and we could be perfectly aligned technically and then get blown out of the water, okay, by some sort of geopolitical news or something that comes out, a tweet or whatever it might be. Okay, and that's something to be aware of, okay, and be prepared for. Stephen, you learned you're a warrior trader. All right, excellent. I don't know, Stephen. You're more like maybe the Godfather. Anyway, um, yeah, it was great. It was great. We'll try to do more events with them. All right, guys, it's kind of paint drying here. Not really seeing much. I mean, technically, this I would look for the momentum here on that sell side to trade down to 30 here. But I'm just I'm going to stay away from it. We covered on Friday. This is why I brought up the higher time frame candlestick for everybody, is to make this leap from candles to order flow, okay, and to really start to understand that better. And we'll just simply start with taking off the volume dots and the best bid and offer. Okay, and we'll just look at candlesticks and liquidity. Okay, and that's it. Right. So where are the buyers and sellers passively in here? Okay, and we have more of a range in here. We understand. We marked it up here, the swing, and we can see that it's been bouncing around that swing in here. Let's see, Trading's Life, can I discuss more on decided not to take the trade, please? Yeah, I just don't see uh, the passive orders in here, this engagement, right? And it's more just the aggressors sloshing around between two areas of high liquidity. Some is down here at 30, some is now up here around 32, or up here around yeah, 38 or 40 up here. Okay, and this is very typical, right? Is just kind of, price just kind of meanders around in here. Does that answer your question, Trading's Life? This is a great question, and filtering out, your trades is very, very important. I mean, don't take the risk if you don't need to. I mean, that's we're looking for something of, more likely to unfold. Okay, and that's why we're looking at the order flow. Yeah, I mean, I would, if it's more like a gamble or a betting man, I would say like this. Look at all the selling, and I would look for more selling to continue to, and then to hit down into 30 here, or maybe even lower. Okay, but let's take a look here. Has anything changed kind of in the order flow here? Not really. We see a lot more kind of engagement here now on the offer and on the bid. As you can see it picking up in the heat map here. Yeah, and if we go back to our candles again, it's really just, the move down, the impulse move at the cash open, and the continuation here. It's much more about the structure and the price action, and the selling too. So we got two things in here. We just don't have those that insight from the passive side. So we sit on our hands. I don't know. We can go maybe look at some other markets. Jump over to crude oil, gold, and see what we get here. Crude oil coming down to some pretty high liquidity in here. Okay, at 64.75 and 70. How about gold? Let's jump over there. Boy, it looks pretty messy here. I'm going to take down the stops and icebergs for now. And let's right click on the heat map and go to the heat map settings and filter it a bit. Okay, well, gold's at 3,300 there, just trading into high liquidity there. Okay, well, yeah, high liquidity up here also at 33.01, and you can see it sold off. And then very high liquidity on the offer lower here, but buyers just took them on. Okay, so now we want to look for that follow through after this this transaction. I mean, heck, we can jump into more micro structure and look for that. I'm trying to be disciplined here so that we look for a better move in here. Okay, but we want to educate. We want to go through how to read the order flow. And so if things are going to be kind of calm, then we might have to just jump in at a lower time frame. We're trying other markets at the moment. How's the NASDAQ look? Same. It's just really choppy in there. Well, something's going to break at some point here. Beauty here in the NASDAQ, 1030, very high liquidity that started up here, pulled, added lower, pulled, added lower. It's got to be the same player. Very high percentage that it is the same player. And then he got filled right there. And then you see the sell-off. And so, yeah, again, NASDAQ here, I'd look for, it's a tough call in here. I really don't see anyone in control here. All right. Well, maybe we can jump into lower time frames in here, and let's take a look. And I'll start here with a lower time frame candlestick chart, and we'll go down to a maybe a minute. And we'll go through the same process in here. Boy, I just not seeing anything. Good to see this on the bid here at 33.5, over 500 contracts. Looks like that same player, right? He had about 500 out of 539 earlier. Okay, they're just about to trade. Let's see it. Let's see it here. Okay, so it looks like the transaction took place in here. Some of it did. No, here's the 522 up here. And what, 150 or so down here. Not much. All right, well, let's see if buyers can maybe lift it to the top of the range here at 36 and hit that liquidity up here. Okay, not bad, not bad. All right, well, you know, we didn't know, but we do have a couple of things in here that would have been maybe good for like a point of a scalp here in the S&P E-mini. You wouldn't get too much out of it, I think, but this is what I mean in here, is this high liquidity down here. It kind of transacted, kind of didn't. It's kind of odd to see this. It looks like a big iceberg, actually. Yeah, let me make sure about that. There's definitely an iceberg here, it looks like. I still don't see it. Okay, well, anyway, guys, this is the point that I was making earlier, and we don't know it's going to do this and come up back up above the range, but this is what I mean about liquidity and having this at our back here. when you see the aggressors start to come in. Now we don't really see them come in until about up in here, and we look for a move to the top of the range based off of these passive buyers. And we have another thing in here. They're bidding up underneath here at 33.5. So we do have a couple of different things in here. We have a stop run here of only 48. It's not much, okay? But we do have some things in here. Okay, below the range, high liquidity, stop run, transactions, and then we do. So this is basically absorption and exhaustion. And those aggressors start to come in, and we look for the move back up to the top of the range. And now, I didn't think it would come back up further than the top of the range here. Okay, but it certainly is. It's coming right back to that previous point of control that we had outlined. You know what? If you guys like, if you know, my point of control in here is kind of messed up, right? Because it is based off of this data down here. And what we can do in here is we can filter this column. Okay, maybe you didn't realize this, but just come in here, and so you can make multiple columns. So you can have multiple points of control if you want. Right here, I'll insert a column and I'll demo it. So we'll keep this point of control here, right, on this one. Okay, and that'll be down here. Or maybe it's down lower. Yeah, it's way down here. Okay, so it's way down there. And then what I'm gonna do is I have another SVP column here, session range volume profile. That's where you can find the point of control box to tick. Okay, now I'm gonna right click again. I'm going to reset this column in here. Okay, and I'm going to go to the configurations here, and we will reset it at a time, and it will be 9:30 in here. Okay. And let's see what we get here. And then I need to turn on point of control. Here we go. Okay, so there's our point of control. Okay. Is that clear? If you guys have any questions on that, so you can have multiple. Now you can come in here and give it a different color as well, if you like. So instead of yellow, let's give it, I don't know, pink. Right. And then we can get rid of our horizontal line now. There we go. So there's our point of control for the cash session. Let's make it blue. I can't really see that too well. Teal. Yeah, this will be better. Okay. Okay, there we go. Okay, just a tip or trick for you guys if you're unfamiliar with that. Hi, Michael. Oh, the Axia video hasn't been released yet. We have it recorded. We had the event, but we haven't released the recording yet. Okay, probably in the next day or two. Yep, yeah, you'll see it. You'll see it. We're gonna advertise it, so you'll see the link for it. Okay, interesting move, guys. Like, in fact, like, you know, we can look for this here. Let's take a look at some of this high liquidity in here. Okay, so it's just trading into some of it right now. Okay, now I'm curious about this. I'm gonna take a position up here, and I'm looking for it to break out and break away because we're at that point of control in here, right? This was the move we were looking for earlier, and the squeeze here. Now, not looking for much, you know, and it all got kicked off for me at least right here, and we had something in here. And now we're looking at the buyers to put the squeeze on. And we can look for areas to where it might go. There's a beautiful low volume node up here at 43.5. Maybe we want to move our take profit just in front of that up there. And let's take a look at it structurally, what's going on in here. And so it's just at the top of these ranges up in here. Okay, so this was is now structurally. Let's go back to our candlestick chart. Okay, structurally is top of the range, right? Okay, now we're going to match that with liquidity, which we have here. And we're looking for those aggressors. You can see this, see the aggressors come in. Look at the, we don't have volume dots on this. We just have candles and heat map. But look at the volume bars. Okay, big distinction. Okay, so we're looking for some momentum to carry on up to top of the range and where it rejected previously. Okay, so we see candle wicks and in the price action that rejected up here. Okay, now we'll see. Right, we might get caught up again in our same same thing previously, that you know, maybe we're getting the squeeze put on us here, but it's worth a shot and worth to demo here. We have a little bit more on our back here. Okay, it's not the greatest, but we have some. Okay, in fact, I'm just going to move it just down a little bit here. I'd look for maybe a possible rejection right here. Right, structurally, this is what I'm looking at here. No, we're stopped out. No, it's well, we'll see. We can still find quite a bit of buyers come in, maybe down at these lower levels. Now let's take a look at this in here. Like, why? What's happening? We're based off of this small amount of liquidity in here, and then these aggressors coming in. Now they do trade up into this liquidity up in here too. I thought we would get the squeeze though, and push things higher. Okay, so my point is this: when we have lots of liquidity getting filled on the bid on the way down and in these other areas at a higher area in here, okay, and then you get these aggressors, these big green dots in here, you can get some really nice moves. Now we don't have all of that. What we do have is some liquidity getting filled in some of these areas in here. Okay, it's not a whole lot. Okay? And then they're also starting to get filled up in here. So the pullbacks can be kind of strong. If there was more liquidity getting filled in these areas in here, and you had this kind of aggressor reaction to it, I think we would go higher. Or maybe we get a smaller pullback to just this little structural area, and then have it come back up again. Okay, so again, we're kind of understanding the price action due to the order flow and the liquidity. Okay, so let's take a look at it again. Okay, so I mean, this aggressor reaction, this is the same one that we were looking at, I think, over here, right? And just looking for the top of this range in here. I thought we'd have enough momentum in here with these buyers. All right, same thing down here. I'm not seeing those passive orders that that demand down here. Okay, it's down lower. All right, let's jump back again to our candlestick chart here. Okay, so high liquidities here at 32, and then down here at 30. And we did not trade into 32. So nothing shaking. Let's see, Laura. NQ forms a triangle and ES is weaker than the NQ today. Yeah, I noticed that. I saw that. Which is that's good. It's good to see tech people more interested in tech. Yeah, so you're spot on, Laura. You can start to look for again, market impetus. What's driving the market, right? So today, are there more people in tech? They're willing to yeah, you can see it did come up into the tops of those ranges in here, but now we're at the bottom as well. Now it is trading into that high liquidity down here as well. Laura, as you know, like the NASDAQ really responds nicely to liquidity. Okay, so it just traded into this high liquidity in here. There's still some sellers though. Okay, but look at this, it's just looking great up here, right? And then we can look for them to go after it. So let's see if they do here. So this is I'm trading into the it's a demo account for Rhythmic, okay, but it is using the multi-account here. Let me show you that the multi-account trading here. Okay, so here, and I can set it up. So if I take a position in my, this is a demo Rhythmic account 60, and there's 60.1 and 60.2, right? So and I have it multiplied. So one contract that goes into 60 will be 4 into 60.2, and 2 will go into 60.1 account. All right. This guy pulled here. Immediately after he pulled, you see the market responded. Maybe coincidence, maybe not, but it is uncanny. I'm going to filter this heat map a bit more in here. And NASDAQ. And let's see if this high liquidity can trade, and it does not at 22,805. All right, well, not much shaking here. Here we go. Here comes the NASDAQ into that 805. Now, I'm really curious. Let's see if we get that reaction by the buyers. So, here they come. And now they just traded right back up to high liquidity here at 810. Okay, so you can see that. I mean, in my opinion, like this is just a scalper's paradise in NASDAQ. But it reacts very, very nicely to liquidity here. Okay, and then now we're seeing those aggressors come in. And now we traded into here, but there's still more buying pressure. So we're looking for the next level. It's already traded that, and there's still more buying pressure. Okay, so Laura, I hope you're all over this one. It's not bad actually, Laura, at all. I mean, there's this high liquidity down in here. It transacts some in here. And then this one now too. Boy, we should have been on this one. And I didn't really kind of look at this these areas in here. This is where we can start to draw our trend line, right? And look for it to break. Okay, and you can look at various trend lines in here, but you're looking for a structural break, and you're looking for those aggressors to come in. Okay, and we're getting them now. Okay. We even have this turning into maybe a continuation pattern here. Okay, and this would be my target up here at top of the range, and take some off up here. Okay, we might get a move all the way back up to this kind of 840 level. Good one, Laura. Way to go. All right, guys. Well, European close is coming up here. It's been really kind of a dry day here. Good morning, Lucia and Caveman. Nice to see you in here. Yeah. Again, guys, like deep pullback in here. I mean, there's high liquidity here in that NASDAQ. It's not the greatest though. Okay, I mean, this is, I'm not making this stuff up. Let me just show you the example from the Learning Center. Okay, so to find this, go to bookmap.com, click on Education, and then go to the Supply and Demand course setups here, and it's this. We've been covering it in some detail here, this trendline break and accumulation. So it has passive accumulation and then aggressive accumulation. That's really the key. And then the structure break is in between the two. And look at the difference though here, right? Look at all of this high liquidity in here getting filled on the bid on the way down, right? At a key level, right? There's 2100 in here. I think further, there we go. 21,000 in here, goes below it, stop, run, flush out, and then aggressors come in after the break of the structure in here and above this 21,000 level. You start to see that aggressive accumulation here. Okay, this is a good one. This is what we're looking for, right? And then these can really lead into some very, very big moves. This just went up like 200 points or so, something like that, right? So anyway, that is the setup at a key level. Okay, and we don't really have our key level is the swing here, okay, and multiple swings here. That's not bad, and there is high liquidity here. That's not bad, and we just don't see like those multiple levels in here. Okay, now here they come again, and look for this continuation pattern on up to next level of high liquidity. Okay, I like this little area up in here. It's not much, but you know, the other one is way up here at 840. Okay, or we can look for a measured move up into this kind of area up in here. There's a little structural area here as well, so around 830. So it'd be like a 9 or 10 point move in the NASDAQ. And how's our S&P doing? Yeah, as Laura noted, S&P is quite a bit weaker. Instructions for the web journal. Yeah, let me show you. If you go to again, same link, bookmap.com, education, and then I think there are some videos in here in the add-on section. Let's go there. Okay, now there's not too much. There's just some basic ones in here under trading add-ons. Trading statistics here, okay, and this one here, trading statistics and trading journal. Okay, so there's a couple, right? They're pretty basic. Another place to go is the knowledge base here. From this link, go to the knowledge base. It opens up a new tab, and go to the add-ons section in here, and then scroll down, and then trading journal is right down here. Okay, so that's another area to go to. All right. Any questions? And I can go through it now if you like. Shark. So this is kind of important. Laura, this is kind of a what do you call it? An alternative, or this is that kind of a version of the trend line break and accumulation, because there is that passive accumulation. This is not a whole lot. Okay. And then there is the trend line break, and there is the accumulation that we see in here in the momentum with the buyers coming in. Okay, so a couple of things about this in the details in here. This is what I want to go over. Yeah, it's kind of a pity that I mean, we're kind of looking right at it. I just didn't notice this high liquidity over here getting filled. I was kind of zoomed in. What is a few takeaways on this, and this is really important regarding this setup. Okay, that we have some of that high liquidity in here. This is just order flow, and it's just fact that we know that these passive buyers are in here, and we know that aggressive buyers came in and they were able to move the market and break the structure. Okay, but it's not the greatest one, and you can see the pullback is pretty deep. Okay, and it kind of tests the you know, somewhere around the top of the structure here, in this case the back of the trend line here, or I guess top of the structure here where those buyers came in right here. Okay, and it pulled back there, and then it went back up and accepted higher. Okay, but you see how it's now chopping around in here. Okay, so what this would not be like a you know, I'll put this into the setups checklist for you, and this would not be like a 9 or a 10. It'd be more like a, you know, a 7 or an 8, maybe more like a 7. All right, and then how would you manage it differently because of that? You certainly would. You would take some off at the top of ranges, either here or this range up here, or maybe it would go up to this range here. It did, but take some out of the market. You can always get back in if it turns around and looks even better, if it turns into something else. Okay, and that's fine. Again, like Bogdan was saying from Axia, the markets are complex. It might shift and change and morph into something else and look even better. And if it does, we can put more on. Okay, but in this case here, I would be looking for, getting out, not looking for this 840 level or of liquidity up here. Does that make sense? Okay, so we're kind of assessing the setup in here with its strength, and then we're adjusting our risk management to it. Yeah, let's see, guys. We can end the webinar here, or if you want to stay on, like I'm fine with that, and I'll show you how to move your around in the trading journals, etc. Using for sim. Yeah. So Tom B is actually off today, so there is no following webinar. So if you want, I can go through that. Why don't you guys let me know, even over in YouTube. We can go through it if you like. This trading journal is a great feature. It's free. It's a part of Bookmap, so you don't have to pay for another service. It is a part of Global Plus. Let's see, Rob P, a controlled trap zone where retail longs are being liquidity. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, see how the aggressors are taking another shot at it here, but you see how, like, well, we do have a little bit, and in here we almost have the same setup again. Okay, it's kind of another kind of variation of it, right? So we can look for it now. We've already gotten the pullback here. Okay, so let's see if we get maybe a move up into this 30 level here. And I think it's going to be pretty quick. Whoa, I'm going to have to be pretty quick. Yeah, and this would be my target basically up here. All right, now again, because the NASDAQ has a lot more momentum behind it. So I feel okay to kind of get in up at the top of the range, and looking for the move here. Just ready to hit it here if we can get a move into our target. There we go. Okay. But it's kind of it's very similar. It's just, again, it's not a great one, but it did do it, and it did come up to the top of this range in here, or this liquidity up here, and that's what we're looking for, right? In a horrible entry, but again, the setup is kind of presenting a bit. There's high liquidity down here, and then we get the aggressors coming in again. Okay, so again, passive accumulation and then aggressive accumulation. It's just not the greatest passive accumulation. Okay, you can see it on the flip side in here. Passive accumulation, and then aggressors come in, take some off at the bottom of some of the ranges. Okay, so there it is on the other side in here. Okay, Jay, you want me to stay on? Okay, great. No problem. We can stay on. Execution Pro, you want to go over Execution Pro? Oh, the pay up. I don't know if we've got time for that, basically. But CMJ, what that does though is the pay up feature basically means that you missed it, and it's a limit order that you placed in there in the dome, or in your on the heat map. and you're willing now to pay up for it, and it basically will shift your orders up pretty quickly to an area, and so you can get filled, right, or more likely to get filled. Okay, so basically it's just moving up the limit orders. It's a cool feature. Now this is for more kind of hyper scalping, but anyway, let's go through this trading journal, because this is a really great feature, and I'll go through it hopefully very quickly, but answer any questions. All right, so first off, it comes within the trading statistics here. Okay, now actually I don't have it turned on for NASDAQ, which is a pity. So let's turn it on. And the moment I turn it on, this is what pops up, okay, is my trading statistics in here. Now I don't have anything here in NASDAQ. So actually we're going to, I'll just take a quick trade in here. Let's see if we just get a pull back down into that liquidity there. Or I should just flatten it. All right, we'll just get out. All right, so now I do have it marked here, okay, and now if I open up my statistics window, here's my trade. Okay, and that's that. All right, great. So trading statistics is one thing, and there's quite a few things in here. Your MAE post, MFE and MFE post, and a lot of other metrics in here, which you can copy and paste into Excel spreadsheet or whatever. However, just sync the journal right up here. Check the box. It says synced with web journal, and then open it up here. Okay, and then you will need to log in. But you just log in with your bookmap.com credentials, and here's your web journal. Okay, and your trades history should be in here. Let's just take a look. Where's our NASDAQ trade? Okay, this one, main trading journal. It's all journals. Oh, this is from Friday. Okay, no, this is why. Where is our NASDAQ? Okay. Let's just add it in. No, I maybe I need to reload it here. That's possible. God, where is it? It should be here. It was in the main trading journal. Okay. All right. Well, anyway, let's go back to all. And maybe it just hasn't, it didn't sync. It should. Maybe I need to sync it here. Okay. All right. Well, we'll take another trade. I guess you're right, Alois. I did not sync it correctly. Okay. Let's do another one though. All right, then let's add our stops and or take profits in here with our bracketed orders. Okay. Oh God, I don't know. Let's see if we can get a move back up into this liquidity. Okay, we're up at 40. We made it to 40. Look at that. All right. Well, I did not see. I did not think we had enough momentum there. to trade back up to 40. Okay, now it just traded. Okay, now I'm going to look for some. So now we know it traded. Now there's our passive orders, right? Now we're looking for our aggressive orders on the sell side to take it back down. Okay, and let's look for where it might take it. How about that liquidity down here, bottom of the range? Okay. Come on, sellers, hit that liquidity level or that level there. There we go. Okay, so we're filled. All right, let's go back and we can open up. It should be synced. We can go back now. And there's our NASDAQ. Okay, so that's all it was. So here's our sell side and here's our trade. And then what you can do is click on it over here, the three dots here, Shark, and move it. Okay, and select the journal where you want it to go. Now you can also create a new journal, all right, and move it to that journal. So just click on manage and then add a journal, okay, and give it a name in here. Now, as you can see, that you'll have to kind of go back and forth and sync these. Okay, so for example, let's create a new journal in here actually. And then it will be synced automatically because I'm creating it within Bookmap, not on the web. All right, so just be aware of that. We'll create the, we'll call it Shark example. And then we'll make this a simulation and we'll add it. And then we'll go back to our trade history again here. And then we can move it. Okay, just click on it, move it. And then we'll go to Shark. And then move it over there. And now we'll click on journals here. We'll scroll down and we'll select our Shark journal, and there's our trade. Okay. Now we also made this possible in here for a number of reasons that you can also delete this trade. Okay, because maybe it's not to skew your numbers or anything like that. Maybe you erroneously took the trade. It's messing up your numbers, and you want it out. For either positive or negative, does not matter. Or you can move them around to these different trades, and then you can also share this journal. So Shark, I can just copy this link over here, and I think I can put it into the chat for you, and you should be able to view it now. See if you can. Click on that, and then I can share that journal with you. And you can see MFE, MAE, some details in here. You can click on the trade in here. This is where you can add in notes and say something like, this was a demo for Shark. Oops. Can't type. All right, there we go. Save it. Moreover, this is really cool. We can take a screenshot of it, right? I'll show you that. Okay, here's our trade. And you can mark up your screenshots. You can take it with the screenshot up here if you like, and copy it to your or save it here. Okay. We'll save it. Okay, and we'll go and grab it. Open up our user folder. And in our user folder here, okay, here's our NASDAQ trade. And then I'll show you this. I really like this, what the developers did here. You can just grab it and drag and drop it. Okay, so there it is. Okay, and then click OK. Let's go back and take a look at it now. So now we've marked up our chart. We have notes in here, and we have the demo or the screenshot here of it here within the journal. This is how you can build out your playbook. Yeah, it's great. It really is. I think you'll like it, Shark. Yeah, for the Bookmap Academy, guys, we want to do more and more with this. These tools are excellent. So we'll talk about it more later. But some really really great journal tools in here, so you can go back and build out your edge with your trading. Okay. Well, we can take a look now back at this trade, and boy, I wasn't looking for something this big out of it after this liquidity filled down in here, but we see the aggressors coming in, right? So now we're trading up into high liquidity up in here, okay, up into 850. Okay, now we can look for the opposite trade as well. Okay, lots of traders getting filled on the bid, or I'm sorry, on the offer. Okay, and where are we going to start to see that passive selling turn into maybe some exhaustion or a flush through, and then aggressive selling? Here they are right now, right? Is that enough? Okay, well, we need to see the break of the structure first. Okay, now it did a small break here already, okay, of that structure. Okay, so let's see if we can get enough sellers in here to try to break this structure. Okay, and we don't see it yet. All right, hope that makes sense, guys. But this is where we can start to understand these bigger moves in here, from all of this passive liquidity getting filled, and then the aggressors turning around and moving price back down to another area. So in this case, it would be getting filled down here, the aggressors coming in and then targeting some of that high liquidity on the offer. Now, I didn't think that we'd see this big of a move here, but that's what it kind of blossomed into. Now that we've traded into all of this high liquidity, all of this selling up in these areas in here, now we're looking for the aggressive selling to come in and move the market the other way, right? And we just don't see it quite yet, right? Okay. This fits very well with Wyckoff and markup, markdown, and the accumulation and distribution. Okay, so we're looking for distribution right now. Anyway, guys, let's see. I think that answers any of your questions on the journal. And another time, CNJ will go over that pay up. Again, that's really for hyper scalping type of stuff, but it is excellent, right? Where do we annotate our trades, Rob? It's over on our, here, I'll show you. Okay, again, go to bookmap.com. And then the Bookmap Academy, click on the More button, and under Community, Bookmap Academy, and then in here you can apply for the Bookmap Academy. Once you're in the Bookmap Academy, then you come over to the Bookmap Academy room here on Discord, okay, and you'll see it in here. Some more at the top here, and some really great stuff in here. You know, you're going to get a lot of feedback from other traders in here. But what and you can see their markups in here. Here's Trading His Life, his markups, and a nice trade he took in here. And then get some feedback in here from the other traders. And that's not, it doesn't just stop there though. In the Bookmap Academy, on Thursdays at market close, we will meet and we will go over your trades. Okay? As you know, a few chosen people, coaches. We have coaches that will go through and we'll open up the mic for you to give us what you were thinking about and what kind of feedback you're going to get or would like to get. So we want to listen and then provide that kind of mentoring and coaching. Okay, so here's another level up in here, right? Look at this, Laura. Okay, and now we're going to look for sellers to try to break, see if they can break the trend line now. Okay, the structure really is what we're looking for, and you can see it going, back and forth at the moment. All right, guys. Thanks for coming, everybody, and we'll catch up tomorrow, Tuesday, and go through more of the same. Okay. All right. Well, let's look for a little more price action and volatility, I hope. Thanks for coming, everyone, and we'll catch up with you then. All right. Bye-bye.